Human character is elusive. It isn't defined by words, clothing, or appearances. It doesn't show itself in the comfort of daily life. A person's true nature is revealed when all masks fall away, under the pressure of time, pain, and choices. The Stoics understood this well. A person's essence lies not in what they say, but in how they act when everything spins out of control. Today, let's focus on just 3 things, not 1,000 books, not endless theories, just 3 pillars that support the foundation of a person's soul. Look at these, and you'll see clearly. As Epictetus said, don't listen to what he says. Watch how he lives. The first thing to observe is how a person treats those who can offer them nothing in return. The great Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "A man's worth is measured by the thoughts he holds when he is alone." But perhaps even more telling, a man is revealed by how he treats those weaker than himself. A simple test: watch how someone speaks to a waiter, or a janitor, or an elderly woman in a queue. Not on stage, not in public view, but when no one is watching. If someone is only kind to those they want something from, they're not truly kind. They're bargaining. True virtue shows itself not in gain, but in generosity. Stoics taught that every human contains a spark of logos, the rational force that governs the universe. This means everyone deserves respect, not based on their rank, but by virtue of their being. If you want to know who someone truly is, watch how they behave with those who can't flatter them, pay them, or promote them. A person who respects only titles doesn't respect themselves. Their respect isn't based on values, but on calculation. The second thing, how a person behaves in adversity. When life is smooth, anyone can seem calm, composed, even wise. But Stoicism isn't a philosophy of calm waters. It's a philosophy for the storm. Just as a ship proves itself not in the harbor, but in rough seas, so a person proves themselves not in ease, but in hardship. Seneca said, "Difficulties show what men are. Not words, not successes, not a polished smile, but resilience when everything crumbles, illness, loss, betrayal, failure. That's where true soul either emerges or collapses." A Stoic isn't someone who doesn't feel pain. It's someone who walks through it with dignity, who doesn't curse fate but looks inward, who doesn't search for someone to blame, but searches for inner strength. Observe someone when they're suffering. Do they lash out? Do they fall apart? Or do they remain clear-headed, courageous, steady? Like a cup, only when dropped do we see what it's made of. So it is with people. In falling, they either shatter or ring like tempered steel. True character rings, even in darkness. The third thing, how a person handles power, even a small amount. Power is the soul's litmus test, not just absolute power. Even a little influence, the ability to say yes or no, to lift or to lower, to decide for someone else. Give someone a bit of authority, and you'll see their real nature. The Stoics didn't chase power, but they understood its inevitability. Every one of us has influence, family, work, friendships. The question isn't if we'll hold power, but how we'll use it, to elevate ourselves or to serve others, to dominate or to uplift. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of the Roman Empire, reminded himself daily, "You are not a god, you are a man. Ruler of others, yes, but first a servant of reason and virtue." Power isn't a privilege, it's a trial. What do you do with the trust others give you? Watch someone when they gain authority, even in small ways. A new supervisor, a group leader, a manager. Do they become more respectful or more arrogant, more compassionate or more controlling? True strength doesn't shout, it serves. These 3 things, how a person treats the powerless, how they handle hardship, and how they wield power, are the keys to the soul's vault. The Stoics didn't look for signs on the surface. They sought truth in action, because only deeds, not words, show who we really are. But that's not all. Stoicism isn't just a mirror to see others. It's also a window to examine ourselves. Ask yourself, how do you treat those with no benefit to you? How do you react when life falls apart? How do you handle the trust others place in you? Character is not a birthright. It's a choice, made daily, in every moment. To be honest when it's easier to lie. To be kind when vengeance is tempting. To be calm when your world is on fire. Life constantly throws us into situations that test our inner structure. You're late, and the taxi driver is upset. How do you respond? You're falsely accused. What do you do? You've been given authority. How do you use it? The Stoics taught us to find a lesson in every event. Even in pain, meaning, even in loss, growth, even in injustice, a chance to remain noble. Seneca wrote, "If you can't change the wind, adjust your sails." That's Stoicism, not being strong because the world is easy, but because the soul is trained. True character is like a sword, forged in fire, sharpened by time, tested in battle. And most importantly, it's not for show, it's for yourself. Because in the end, when life brings us to the edge, there's only one judge left, our conscience. So look closely, not at speeches, not at suits, not at smiles, but at three things: how someone treats the powerless, how they act in the storm, and what they do with power. Then you'll see, not the mask, not the facade, but the truth. As Epictetus said, do you want to be a good person? Then do good things. It's that simple and that profound. And remember, the truth always shows in action, not in promises, not in philosophy, but in choice, here and now. That choice is your character.